Spring has sprung in New Albany, Indiana. It's time for some spring UPSL soccer action in the KYTN Conference. You're looking live at the Green Valley Soccer Complex as the Southern Indiana FC, the Teal, gets set to take on Tennessee United to open their home slate here in the UPSL Spring Slate. Today's game is brought to you by River City Mortgage. Southern Indiana FC Soccer proudly presented by River City Mortgage, your dream, our commitment. Well, good evening, everybody, from wherever you may be watching this afternoon and evening. I am Kurt Darling alongside Brant McCoskey, back with you once again for another season of Southern Indiana FC Soccer. Brant, it's been a long 4 months, to say the least, ever since the fall season came to an abrupt end for the Teal. But nevertheless, time for a new start here as they defend their conference championship from the fall.
Yeah, Kurt, you're right. Conference champions, defending conference champions. It's great to be back in the booth with you. Like you said, we've been chomping at the bit since the season ended back in December. A long 4 months, but it really helped this Southern Indiana FC team get the things that they needed to in place. It's going to be a great season. I'm looking forward to it.
There you see it. Southern Indiana FC, the 2024 KYTN Conference Fall Champions from last year. And you know, Brant, we were talking with the team. They went through a whole bunch of different changes last year. You and I were there for pretty much all of it. A coaching change, players changing, all of this in and out. But nevertheless, they were able to stay the course and have their best season in their inaugural season in the fall, mind you. Yeah,
like you said, they ended it as conference champions, but then as soon as the season was over, it basically exploded, right? Everything happened. New head coach Brad Hodder steps in. A lot of new faces. They brought back a lot of talent as well from last year, but a lot of new faces that the team's really excited about.
Of course, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup for Southern Indiana FC. Some of those new faces that you're going to be seeing on here, of course, namely Casey McCloskey as well as Elias McLeod. Two of the players that Coach Hodder really honed in on in our conference call with him on Friday. He's really excited for these two additions to the club.
Yeah, he was really excited about Elias McLeod and Casey McCloskey. Casey McCloskey, actually offensive MVP in the national championship game for St. Olaf. He's a very crafty kid. He's got a great personality. He's been doing some spring camps for Southern Indiana FC, and the kids just flock to him. They love that personality, so it's great to see him in the lineup tonight.
Meanwhile, also in the lineup, Kellen Kle, the leading goal scorer from a season ago, back with this club, along with Alan Bezosa, who was also heavy on the offense last year.
Yeah, a great duel up top. We know what Kellen Kle can do. We know what Alan Bezosa can do. They're both great finishers. Another great finisher that has been brought in, Taylor Aaron, which is another solid star coming in for Southern Indiana FC, already on the score sheet last week. So as we've already kicked off, Kurt.
The home slate is underway here in New Albany. Of course, Southern Indiana FC having already started the season. They started on the road against Lexington SC, where they had a 2-0 victory over that club just a week ago. And mind you, Brant, that was after they faced the USL League One championship side from Lexington SC, of course, the academy team for Lexington in the UPSL KYTN Conference.
Yeah, one thing head coach Brad Hodder mentioned in that meeting that we had with them about this season is that they played in Lexington twice in 4 days, and there were Teal fans in the building for both matches, which was really, really exciting for everybody. Learning moments took place in that Open Cup match, which they used against Lexington last week as well, but a lot of great things moving forward.
Well, you already see Southern Indiana pressing the gas pedal on offense here as Alan Bezosa tries to move it forward, and a foul going to be called here on Tennessee United. And while we have a moment, let's take a look at the Tennessee United starting lineups here with this stoppage in play. You take a look at this. Kimo Gardner going to be starting in goal this evening, but still lots of familiar names to say the least. Mike Mosier in particular. He's from Switzerland. Played his college ball at Cal Poly Paloma, where he scored 7 goals. So a free kick for Southern Indiana here, and standing over the ball is, of course, one, I believe that is Daiki Ozawa, who has the start tonight for Southern Indiana. We'll talk about him more in just a matter of moments as Bezosa going to keep it on the ground, pushing ahead to Clegg, and it goes out of play for a goal kick here for Tennessee United. But talking about Daiki in particular, He played the spring season last year, was unable to play the fall season because he was back home in Japan. Well, he's back here for the spring season now, even staying with owner Coach Nick Hunter and family while he's in the States here, but they've really been happy to have him back on the side.
Yeah, he had a stellar spring season, got injured early in the spring season, came back, had a great finish to the spring season. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to play in the fall season, but this team and this organization are very excited to have Dykey back here with the Teal.
So both teams in the proverbial feeling out stage right now here, but Southern Indiana, and talking with Coach Brad Hodder and company earlier this week, they said they are oozing confidence coming into this spring season, even with the fact that they got beat 5-0 in the U.S. Open Cup match to start the year.
Yeah, it was obviously a tough way to start the season, but great experience in the Open Cup is what Coach Brad Hodder and Nick Hunter said as well. Just an incredible experience for the team, and they can't wait to get back there. But at the same time, a great growth coming from that and moving forward this season.
Haji Abdikadir working the back line again. He is another player that Southern Indiana are happy to have back on the side. He had some injuries that he dealt with during the fall season, but back fully healthy now to help really bolster that back line with Luca Perrin as well.
Well, and Kurt, you know, we've talked about this 1,000 times over and over again.
Kle fires inside, and that just goes off the top of the post, I believe. That was a hefty shot right there by Kle to keep things going, but they are not backing off at the moment as Dykey pushes it ahead now. And just yanking it across that time, I believe that was McLeod, and he came off, and that's going to be a save here by Gardner.
Yeah, great opportunity there for Kellen Kle. Gets it on his left foot and blasts it, just could not keep it under the bar.
But you see how many touches this front four, that's one thing we really talked about with Coach Hodder in our conference call, is the fact that they really want to press the issue offensively with the new front line they have brought in.
Yeah, they have 4 solid players up top that they know are going to create opportunities, push the ball forward, dominate that back defensive line of their opponents, and we're going to see it time and time again, not only in this match but the rest of the season.
Tennessee United, this is their first game as a UPSL Premier League side. They were going to face Ki-Storm FC back on March 23rd, but that match got postponed due to inclement weather. So now this is their first taste of competition here in the UPSL, and they have a good attack going now with Tristan Lonergren getting harassed by Perrin just outside the 18.
Again, Luca Perrin, great to see him back with the Teal. A force in the back, also wearing that captain's armband this season as well, so that's great to see, but great to have Luca Perrin back.
Standing all of 6'5" is he as well. He adds a little bit of length. Alan Bezosa pushing the ball ahead now here to Nathan Brown. Brown tries to find someone on the cross and can't quite find the ball that time as it's tracked down here by McCloskey. McCloskey getting a little bit of help here from Dykey as he crosses in front, trying to find Bezosa, but that's going to be cleared up and a whistle going to be called. And I believe it's going to be a free kick here in the goalie box here from Gardner.
Yeah, looks like the ball crossed the end line before that cross came over.
But already you like the attacking and basically the consistency with which they are attacking here in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's just the pressure coming from up top, keeping the ball in their own half, the Teal.
Here is Lonergan with some help now coming from Mosier. Trying to work their way inside here is Tennessee, and a very, very cautious but also careful block there. That was by Luca Perrin, I believe. And in the penalty box right there, you got to be careful in that particular case.
Yeah, especially with his size. Those attackers could go down pretty easily, knowing how big Luca Perrin is and knowing the force that he could have going after him.
Well, attention soccer fans, Soccer Post Clarksville is your go-to store for your top quality gear, offering an extensive selection of apparel, footwear, and accessories from all of your favorite brands. Locally owned and conveniently located off I-65, we're here to support players, coaches, and teams. Visit us today or shop online at soccerpostclarksville.com. Pushing the issue now here is McCloskey off with a single touch from Brown. But getting in the way that time is Cade Good, the native of Hendersonville, Tennessee, who played his college ball at Cumberland. Taking a look at that shot again there from Kellen Kle just briefly. That was a heck of a save there by Gardner, I believe. He got a hand on that before it touched the crossbar and up and out of play.
Yeah, that ball had some power to it. That was a great shot by Kellen Kle.
Long ball pushed in here by Tennessee. Lonergan tries to track that down, but pushing the issue here is the back line of Southern Indiana.
Great turn.
Haji gonna push it into the middle here. Tapped up and just out of reach of Brown that time as it goes out of play. Nathan Brown, one of the new additions for Southern Indiana this season. Played 3 matches with Michigan Stars FC before signing with Southern Indiana FC. In fact, Coach Brad Hodder in the offseason really diving into the Michigan Stars FC ladder, to say the least, to get a few players on this roster.
Yeah, got a few players. He likes what he saw from those guys and welcomed them with open arms. You know, we talk about all these new faces and the new talent on this team mixing in with the team that was here last year, the talent that they brought back. And it's, you know, we asked Coach Hodder, you know, what's the chemistry like with all these new faces and all this new talent meshing with the current team? And he said, you know, biggest thing is everyone's buying in, which is great. Everyone's buying in for what they want to do, and biggest key for them is communication. They're meeting with the leaders every week. They're meeting with the captains. They're meeting with the team just to make sure that everybody's on the same page and in the boat, rowing in the same direction. And that's exactly what Nick Hunter and this organization have been preaching since day one. So that's absolutely massive for this team.
Here is Brad Hornback, who was in and out of the starting lineup last year, but is back again and now getting the starting job here on the left back position. Meanwhile, pushing the issue here is Sidi Muhammad. Muhammad with a slight touch right there, just interfered with from Tennessee. Haji launches one into the corner, finds Brown. Brown in the penalty area getting harassed and just loses track of the ball there as Mapenzi comes down with it here for Tennessee. Already 10 minutes gone, as that was a slight miss hit, I believe, from Gardner. And now Southern Indiana trying to cash in. Here's Clegg pushing ahead. Cross back in, Clegg up and just outside that time. I certainly wanted to see it go in, but it just goes to the outside that time, but a heck of a pressure here by Clegg.
Yeah, good ball, good 1-2 punch there, and unfortunately just put it to the outside of the net. I thought it went in, Kurt. From this angle, it looked like it went in.
I couldn't quite tell, as you saw McCloskey get a little bit of help there with Clegg right there in the center. Perrin clears it back up here to Bezosa. And back with Haji again.
And this is exactly what you want to see if you're Southern Indiana FC. This back line creating space through the middle, controlling the middle of the field, allowing the attack to create opportunities, get open, move the ball around, which is fun to watch as well. But a lot of opportunities being created so far for the Teal.
McLeod working that center field at the moment with Bezosa, meandering his way into the penalty area. McLeod back with Bezosa, trying to flip it up here, losing track of the ball again. Here are the Teal. But a heck of a ball that time there by Sidi Muhammad to get it back here to Perrin to reset. Brown pushes ahead. Back to Bezosa. Bezosa launches one inside, trying to get it outside to McCloskey that time, just a little out of reach.
Well, and I really like how high this Teal defensive line is playing. They are at the midfield stripe, Kurt. And that's exactly what you want to see, because if that ball's coming back in, they're literally sending it right back into their offensive side. So that's what you want.
Well, be sure to taste the difference at Jersey Mike's, from the classic Italian to the flavorful Philly cheesesteak. Every sub is packed with bold, delicious taste. Stop by Jersey Mike's in Charlestown or Jeffersonville, Indiana today for your sub above. There you see Coach Brad Hodder as well as Nick Sturrett pushing on the team here. Again, Brad Hodder coming back to coaching after spending the better half of the Indy 11's existence as their color commentator for the TV broadcast with our, of course, beloved colleague Greg Rakestraw on the call of those games. But coming back here and really getting back into coaching after winning 352 games at the helm of DePaul, and as well as coaching the women at Rose-Hulman as well. Now, needless to say, Coach Brad Hodder was itching to get back here onto the sideline.
Yeah, he couldn't wait, and I asked him, what's his favorite thing so far about being with Southern Indiana FC? He said, really, building something from the ground up. They had an incredible inaugural season, and now he wants to take what they did and build off of that, and I think we're going to see a lot of what he wants to do this season.
But hats off to Nick Sturrett as well.
Absolutely.
Of course, after the midseason coaching change during the fall season, he took up the mantle. They ended up winning 5 straight matches with him at the helm. But, of course, we talked to him, and he said he's content being with the assistant role. But, nevertheless, he was very capable and did an excellent job to bring home the season.
He did a phenomenal job. They, like you said, they won 5 in a row. They ended up winning the regular season title and then going farther than that, winning the tournament championship as well. So, fantastic job there by Coach Nick Sturrett.
Whistle before the shot there from Kle. It went off the side of the post. And I believe the flag is up for offsides. We'll take a look at this again as Brown. And yep, Kle just in an offside position. You see the hand up there from Cade Good on the back line from Tennessee, and the side judge concurring.
Yeah, good job there by the defensive line, doing just enough, stepping up just enough to catch Kle offside.
Kle is certainly one of those players for Southern Indiana FC who had a little bit of a slow start when he came on mid-season last year, but when he did, he ended up scoring 7 goals in the last 8 matches. And believe it or not, though, Brant, we were talking with Coach. He was not guaranteed a starting spot coming into the spring season.
Right. And I love that you brought that up, Kurt, because talking to Coach yesterday, he loves what Kellen Kle is doing and bringing in new faces and new talent. Kellen Kle has really stepped up his game. He's playing at a whole different level and put one in the back of the net last week as well. So playing at a whole different level. He's upped his game significantly, playing great soccer, Kellen Kle is.
Foul called here on Haji as he was going for the ball but ended up putting a foot right into the gut of Nick Krull for Tennessee. And so this going to be a straight-on free kick with Mosier standing over it just off the 18.
Yep, this could be the first true test for the Teal keeper, Zane Love. Can't get enough, Zane Love.
Zane Love started nearly every match a season ago. And yanking it up, and excellent defense right there by the wall of Southern Indiana. The ball lobbing up and around, and a good touch by Krull, but it just misses the upper left corner. And a free kick here for Zane Love. But talking about Zane Love, 5 clean sheets last season, missed 1 match. Of course, that was for load management purposes, but nevertheless, he has really been a workhorse in goal for Southern Indiana ever since their inception.
Yeah, ever since the spring season last year, he's just been an absolute ace in the goal for Southern Indiana FC, just an absolute presence, a beast in goal for the Teal. And Nick Hunter and Coach Brad Hodder can't get enough of this guy. He's a leader in the back. He's very vocal, loves being out there with his teammates. And this guy's wingspan is incredible. He's very, very I can't even think of the word right now. Very agile in net.
He stands 6'5", a vocal leader, and it certainly comes in handy. Quick throw back in here for the Teal as Haji working now with Brad Hornback on the far side. Brown tries to tip it to himself. It's picked up by Bezosa. And Bezosa will vacate the premises back to Hornback. Hornback lobbing it into the penalty area. And that will go off the noggin of a Tennessee defender. Throw incoming here for the Teal. Well, right now, Southern Indiana looking, I don't want to use the term lackadaisical on offense, but Tennessee has started to get a little bit of a rhythm offensively here in possession.
Yep, they're starting to push the ball more onto Southern Indiana FC's half, and they've kept some possession, which is good to see if you're Tennessee.
Abdi Kadir tries to lob that one in to get it to Brown, but a high grab there by Kimo Gardner, former goalkeeper for Fisk University. Now in the net here for TUSC. $18 minutes gone in this one.
Well, and Kurt, 18 minutes in, but better late than never to go over the 3 keys to victory for
Absolutely.
the
I
Teal.
apologize for not getting to that in the pregame.
All good, my friend. But so the 3 keys to victory from Coach Brad Hodder this week are defensive integrity, making sure that defense is in shape, making sure that the defense is putting as much pressure as they possibly can. I think we've seen that so far here in these first 18 minutes. How well can we get into our shape? I think we've seen that already, which is great for the Teal. And then third, it's restarts and transitional moments. When can we realize, we need to go forward? When do we need to step back? It's just making sure that we're controlling the match, controlling the tempo, and I think we've seen a lot of that so far from the Teal of all 3 aspects.
Certainly controlling the tempo for the most part. Southern Indiana already 3 shots taken, 2 of which have been on goal, but have not been able to find the back of the net, as already Southern Indiana racking up 3 fouls here on this one take, as Tennessee just works their way downfield once again.
And again, another free kick opportunity for Tennessee, and this is where Southern Indiana FC, if we look back last season, they got beat a couple times in these opportunities. So for the Teal, it's being extremely disciplined in these moments and breaking out into a transition.
Mosier standing over the ball for Tennessee. He puts that right off the right post and out of play. Well, Southern Indiana, their season came to an abrupt end last season, of course, when Soda City FC, who would go on to win the fall championship for UPSL, came here to New Albany and unfortunately knocked Southern Indiana out of the playoffs by a 4-2 victory. But it's certainly one thing to note that Soda City FC technically shouldn't have been in that match, because another team from their particular conference had won the automatic bid to get to the playoffs, but unfortunately had a conflict with another tournament they were playing that weekend, so they had to bow out, giving that spot to Soda City, who would go on to win the championship.
Yeah, well, and looking back at the end of that season, yes, obviously that's very unfortunate for the Teal in that aspect, but looking at the season as a whole, I'm talking about the fall championship. The spring season was fantastic. They made it to the tournament championship for the KYTN conference. They ended up losing to Bowling Green. But looking at the fall season as a whole, it was an absolute win for the Teal. Not only did they win the regular season, they built great chemistry as a team. The players are fantastic. They love being around one another. Nick Hunter was very pleased. Obviously, he wanted to go, he wanted to go farther, but very pleased with how the season went. It was a blessing in disguise, the season ending when it did, with all the changes that took place. But all in all, a fantastic fall season for the Teal.
C.D. Muhammad keeping possession as he works with McCloskey on the near sideline. McCloskey tries to cross it in. Nobody home that time as it's tracked down by Gardner. But you mentioned the blessing in disguise here, Brant. We talked with Coach Brad Hodder. He said that even though they wanted to coach until February, that would have really put them right up against the spring season. Mm-hmm. That stoppage gave him time to not only find the right players that he wanted, but also get everything organized from a club standpoint over those last 4 months.
Absolutely, and it was, it was the getting the new players. It was working on the youth academy, getting out in the community and doing everything that they wanted to do, these meet and greets with the players, all that. So, like I said, he said it himself. It really was a blessing in disguise, him being able to come in and implement what he wanted to implement with the organization, getting everybody on the same page. So it really worked out for everyone. Unfortunately, like you said, they wanted to play until February. That would have butted up right into the preseason. So it really worked out the way it ended, unfortunately.
McLeod backed all the way up into the back line here for Southern Indiana as Tennessee kind of being harassing. And that is going to be a foul here on Luca Perrin. And the official is going to have a few words here with Perrin as you saw Krull get knocked to the deck. Another tough spot here for Southern Indiana as a free kick coming for Tennessee.
That's close. That's a close call. They got there right at the same time. That's a close call for the referee to make right there. And a dangerous spot right outside the 18, Kurt.
And lucky for Perrin this year, he's wearing the captain's armband so he can talk with the official.
Yeah, a couple players were starting to approach the official after that call, and Coach Brad Hodder was quick to tell them to back off.
Mosier again standing on it, and an easy save there by Zane Love with the shot on goal from Mosier.
That was a great ball over the wall, but right to Zane Love. Zane Love in the right spot to make that save and see if the Teal can push it forward here.
That is Tennessee's first shot on goal of the match, and a careless turnover right there by Southern Indiana.
Yeah, Casey had Kellen Kle up the sideline. Unfortunately, just a mishit.
Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is proud to sponsor SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean, renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing green energy with solar projects all across Southern Indiana. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. It seems to me, Brant, that Southern Indiana being a little conservative right now here as they try to find their way inside.
Yeah, and as you hear Coach Brad Hodder yelling, let's go, let's go, let's go. He wants to push that pace. He wants to move that ball forward and create some opportunities in the box.
The ball touched out of bounds, and it's going to be a corner for Southern Indiana for the first time here in this match for either team. So McCloskey going to be doing the honors here as he directs some traffic as time winds past 25 minutes. They'll keep it short. And Bezosa just loses the handle on it. That was not very well executed by the Teal.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bezosa just didn't put enough power on the pass to McCloskey, who he had overlapping.
McLeod sends it back long to try and find
great
Brown.
ball.
Brown gets inside, lobs it up, score! Nathan Brown gets his first goal as a Teal player. 1-0 Southern Indiana here in the 25th minute.
Great long ball feed back into the box. Brown does a fantastic job, just taps it right past the keeper. Excellent finish, 1-0 Teal.
How about that pass, though, from Elias McLeod? That went nearly 70 yards, and he just hits it right off the foot of Nathan Brown, who just lobs it past the keeper.
Yeah, here's a replay of it. Just does a fantastic job, taps it right past the keeper. There's nothing that the defenders can do except watch it roll into the back of the net. Great long ball. It's like in golf, you just got to play the wind, Kurt.
Well, if that was a golf shot, he hit it right into the center of the fairway, and Nathan Brown chipped it in for birdie.
Beautiful execution there by Brown.
Right place at the right time. Brown was clearly onside by the time that ball was struck. And it's 1-0 here to the Teal. So now the question is, Brant, now you're up 1-0. Now you have to keep it that way.
Yeah, you want to keep the pressure up, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you're sound defensively. You don't want to be lackadaisical on the defensive line. You want to make sure that you're keeping the pressure up, but at the same time, you want to push for that second goal.
We always use this as an example when we're talking about Southern Indiana FC. Does the name Paul DePay FC bring up any particular memories for you from last season here as McCloskey tries to use it inside? Score again! Casey McCloskey adds one here for the Teal, his first goal as well. 2-0 Southern Indiana.
Great build-up right from the kickoff, puts the pressure on, takes it himself. Beautiful left foot right into the corner. Casey McCloskey gets his first as a member of the Teal. Fantastic finish.
The floodgates have opened now along the Ohio River as McCloskey tips it to himself and flies solo. Nice move to the left. Left-footed goal right into the back corner. Nicely done there by the new man here for the Teal.
Absolutely. Pushes it with pace with his right, cuts it over to his left, couple dribbles, and then just punches it home. Excellent finish for Casey McCloskey.
One note that we should mention here. Notice that McCloskey as well as Elias McLeod were in on that celebration with that particular group of kids right there in the corner. We were talking with Coach Brad Hodder earlier this week, as we've mentioned. The players have been so engaged in helping the youth academy grow and the youth camps develop. He celebrates with that group of kids right here, who were, of course, one of 47 kids who did a pre-game clinic with the team here today.
Yeah, that's really exciting to see. You love to see that kind of stuff, especially building that relationship with the community. And again, like I said before the match, Kurt, these kids are flocking to players like Casey McCloskey and Elias McLeod. They absolutely love these guys. They love all the players on this team because of those personalities. And these are the kind of guys that Coach Brad Hodder and Nick Hunter want in that locker room, that have that chemistry, that have that camaraderie with the community.
And it's working quite well here now for the Teal as they have the cushion. Now it's a matter of maintaining it.
Yep, a quick flurry of goals here for the Teal. Now it's just making sure that you don't give anything up defensively. Like you had talked about before, a little PTSD from the Paul DePay match a year ago.
Of course, for people who are not familiar, Southern Indiana FC went down 2-0 to Paul DePay during the fall in their second home game of the season. They would end up going on to score 7 consecutive goals. Still, it illustrates that you can't just sit back and let the game come to you.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to press the issue, just like Southern Indiana has.
Yep, absolutely. And they've done a phenomenal job here so far in this match, winning possession pretty heavily so far to start the match. We're 30 minutes in, so I can't say to start the match, but at the same time, majority of the match they've dominated in possession. So they just need to keep that up, Kurt. Oh, great steal.
Here is McCloskey again. He has numbers. McCloskey tries to go the left foot again. Dykey comes up again in stride, and it's slid out that time. Nicely done by Kimo Gardner. But still, how about Dykey coming in relief right there from that center mid position?
Yeah, unfortunately, Casey McCloskey loses possession there, but here comes Dykey just absolutely flying into the box, trying to get a touch onto it, and actually earns a corner for the Teal.
So a corner kick coming again as Nathan Brown will do it from the other side this time. You see Alan Bezosa trying to direct some strategy as Brown this time will lob it up and head it out here by Tennessee. McCloskey on the rebound, and it just goes a little wide. It looks like Gardner may have gotten a piece of that one.
Yeah, great job by McCloskey there, playing it off his chest and then hits it one time off the volley. Yeah, unfortunately, just takes the deflection there. Otherwise, that ball's going right into the corner.
That ball had a lot of mustard on it. And now Brown will take it from the near side. Leaving it short again. Bezosa tries to lob it up here. Tough spot here. Dykey tries to turn it around, but Gardner is there.
Yeah, Luca Perrin playing all the way in the box, so Zane Love had to come up to win that ball.
You have Zane Love actually playing the center back position right now while Perrin gets back into position. Still, though, you like the height that Perrin brings in on those corner kick situations.
Yeah, big body in the box for those set piece corner kick situations. Great ball in here.
McCloskey onside. Works from the near side. Lobs it up. Outside to Brown. One touch on the rebound. Dykey can't finish again as Gardner interferes.
Dykey actually just being an absolute menace in the box right now for Southern Indiana FC.
McLeod gets harassed from behind. Threads the needle ahead to Sidi Muhammad. Muhammad keeping his feet about him. Tries to move it across his body that time and finds Bezosa. Bezosa from the 18. Somehow tries to keep possession, and Tennessee finally gains control.
I like this pressure from Southern Indiana FC right now.
Stolen away by McCloskey. Back and forth between he and Dykey. McCloskey comes up with it here on the near 18. Cross onside. Bezosa on target, just goes a little wide. That had goal written all over it, but just a slight mistouch there from Bezosa.
Yeah, great ball played to the outside, and somehow Casey McCloskey gets possession of it, sends it across, and Bezosa just gets a great touch on it. Just happens to go wide.
Going for that upper right corner.
Yeah, great one touch there by Bezosa.
Tennessee going to try and send it forward again. But Southern Indiana has been suffocating here in the midfield.
Yeah, and suffocating is a great word to describe this team right now. Tennessee just can't get anything going here in the last few possessions, Kurt.
Well, that's one thing that Southern Indiana really prided themselves on last year. They had really good midfield position, and when they controlled that, they just squeezed the life out of their opponent.
Yeah, anytime possession was lost for the Teal, within seconds, 2 to 3 players were on the ball to win it back. So they are picking up right where they left off from last season defensively and keeping up that pressure.
Well, we mentioned that Tennessee United, this is their first game ever in UPSL Premier League action. Of course, they are a multi-level soccer organization that goes from youth soccer all the way down to 5-year-olds, and now graduating up to the UPSL level as well as they continue to grow and expand. And, you know, Brant, when doing my research about this team, there's not a lot to know about them. We talked about that with Coach Hodder in particular. But still, it's really cool to see how the game is growing and a lot more clubs are getting their their feet underneath them to try and grow the sport and get more possible semi-pro and even pro leagues and teams.
Yeah, and so I was doing some research as well, Kurt, and there was a quote online from Executive Director Jonathan Whalen, and he said, how excited they are about being part of the UPSL and what these opportunities are going to be for the kids in this club, and what that talent level can bring to the community as well. So Tennessee United, very excited to be part of the UPSL this season, and we're excited to have them here on the ISC Sports Network against the Southern Indiana FC Teal.
Absolutely. McCloskey sets up Muhammad, and back into the middle. And a whistle, and we have a Teal player down just off the far 18. We'll try and get a check on that. That may be, looks like that might be McCloskey. Can't quite get a look at who that is at the moment. That's Ozawa and Muhammad standing over here as.
Yeah, that looks like Casey.
And that is McCloskey. He has the goal earlier today. He's favoring his left leg, it seems. And you saw him set up Bezosa there along with Sidi Muhammad. And maybe he was out of our camera shot from what we could tell, but he may have come down awkward on that leg. We'll have to see how that plays out here. But I would imagine we're probably going to get a substitution here for the first time in this ball game.
Yep. But Kurt,
and our director, Sean Walker, says he may have a look at when the injury may have happened for McCloskey. So you take a look here, and that's Daiki Ozawa going over the goalkeeper there, but you see kind of the interference inside there. Either way, it's good to see McCloskey jogging it off at the moment as he tests out his feet and comes back to the sideline here. A hydration break, though, for both teams here with 36 minutes gone and counting.
Yeah, he is. Casey McCloskey has been an absolute presence today for this team. just a great pickup for this Southern Indiana FC squad for the spring season.
While we have a moment, transform your outdoors with Forever Lawn Kentucky, Indiana. Get a beautiful, low-maintenance lawn all year round with Forever Lawn Kentucky, Indiana, perfect for homes, businesses, and playgrounds. Visit foreverlawnkentuckyiana.com for your free consultation today. Forever Lawn Kentucky, Indiana, beauty and durability in one. So after the stoppage in play for McCloskey, who has retaken his position at the center mid, we'll have a substitution here for Tennessee, though, as Nathan Donahue will come on from Hartsville, Tennessee, wearing number 7. So now let's take a look at where we think McCloskey may have come up a little gimpy. So McCloskey kind of got tangled up and really went down hard right there. And Brant, you would know better than anyone. Playing soccer, you're never exactly 100% during a season.
No, especially in a long season. With the way the UPSL sets up, it's as soon as that spring season's over, if you go far into the playoffs, you're going right up against the fall season. And then if you go far in the fall season, you're going right up into the spring season. So there's really not a whole lot of time off, and making sure that you're taking care of your body, eating right, getting the right training, the proper training, getting your rest is absolutely crucial. So being able to take care of your body during a long season is it's not the easiest thing to do in between training and in between training and matches. So staying on top of it.
So having to redo the throw-in here for Nathan Brown, who looks like he may have been slightly out of position. I think he's ready to play some basketball.
He's ready to come up to Indy for the Elite Eight tomorrow.
So we have a stoppage. Looks like we may have another substitution onto the field. I believe Tennessee may be throwing in a few other players. And so off of the break, we play on.
Good control there by Kellen Kle.
Kle pushing it forward now to Brown. And pinballed around that time. It goes out of play, and it'll be a goal kick coming up for Gardner. The head coach for Tennessee United is Mateus Mello, who is formerly an assistant women's coach at Trevecca Nazarene in Tennessee, coming over here to manage the UPSL club for this Tennessee United organization. Bezosa on the far sideline. Tries to set himself up here as he lobs it forward. And we see Saleh Akuchi into the ball game for the first time for Southern Indiana. He was a substitution made. And if I'm not mistaken here, Brant, I believe Saleh Akuchi may have come in for McCloskey. As you see a little bit of a change-up right now, you have Kle playing that center forward position with Bezosa on the far side as well.
Yeah, Akuchi had a great fall season as well. He came in multiple times for the Teal during that fall run and did a fantastic job every time he stepped on the field. So great to see him back with Southern Indiana FC for the spring season.
Akuchi scored 1 goal in the fall, but was very good in the midfield. A native of Tanzania, moved to Kentucky in 2017, where he attended Iroquois High School in Louisville. Moses Mapenzi was on the defensive back line there for a while, now playing in the midfield for Tennessee. Sidi Muhammad harassed in some traffic, and he'll get a free kick. And it'll be Akuchi to take the quick one. Bezosa ahead to Kle. Has help from Brown. Brown lobbing it forward to Bezosa. Bezosa, bicycle kick on target that time, but saved by Gardner.
Great body control, great lift there by Bezosa in the box. Unfortunately, just could not get it past the keeper. Great bicycle. Good job by the keeper.
We saw a couple of those during the fall season from Southern Indiana.
Always a solid highlight, those bicycle kicks.
One of the best ones was Sidi Muhammad at Bowling Green last year. That was on the road, but that made UPSL headlines with that bicycle kick, a beautiful one. That was a 3-0 goal right there. That ended up being a 4-0 victory over Bowling Green. But Tennessee United has not been able to get much organization on the offensive end ever since giving up those 2 goals to Southern Indiana in the 25th and 27th minutes. And just turning the ball over there was Tennessee. And Southern Indiana back in control. Daiki Ozawa tries to set up Clegg that time and pushed back ahead now by Tennessee.
Great step defensively there for the Teal.
Bezosa gets his pocket picked there by
great
Kral,
ball.
but now Bezosa comes it back at it again with Brown. McLeod pushing it ahead that time, stolen away by Tennessee. So Tennessee United playing the possession game now at the moment as they try to figure their way forward.
Yeah, it looks like Tennessee right now just really trying to maintain some possession as they play the long ball here.
Perrin keeping the ball in front of him.
Another solid stop there for Luca Perrin.
Muhammad pushing the ball ahead to Akuchi, who just tracks it down before it goes out of bounds. Akuchi just off the 18, and a very textbook tackle there by Cade Good for Tennessee United.
Yeah, again, Akuchi just absolutely showcasing his speed down the sideline. Able to catch up to that one.
And Saleh Akuchi almost doing some fence hopping here to try and track down the ball that just squirted under the fence line there. You heard Coach Brad Hodder going, no, don't do that. Bezosa sends it long. Headed up and forward there by Saleh. McLeod tracks it back down here for the Teal, and he just loses it right into the defender.
Yep, tried to play it out wide. Just another miss hit there for the Teal.
We're in stoppage time as a hard take there. And I believe that is Sidi Muhammad, who went airborne big time to try and get control of that one and takes a hard lick to the ground.
Yeah, Sidi just went up to win the header and got his legs cut out from underneath him and hits the ground hard.
But he appears to be okay, and we play on as Haji will put things back in play. First minute of stoppage time. I would imagine we'll have at least 3 minutes with the stoppage, of course, for injuries and a few other things here in this first 45 minutes. Nearly a tough ball taken there by Kellen Kle, but couldn't quite come down with it. Tennessee pressing the issue here. Moving ahead is Mapenzi. Mapenzi tries to lob it up, and an easy take here by Love.
Again, Zane Love coming out for that easy ball, but showcasing the height and the wingspan that he has to go get the ball.
Brown has Bezosa lobbing it up. Nobody home there for the Teal as we now work in to the latter portions of the second minute of stoppage time.
And Tennessee United really not in much of a hurry to get this ball back in play. Happy with going into halftime.
It's been a tough half here for Tennessee, giving up 2 goals in the 25th and 27th minutes. Minute number 3 of stoppage time. Bezosa in the midfield.
Good ball.
Pushes ahead to Dykey. Back to Bezosa again. Shot inside and just saved out there by Gardner.
Yeah, great rip from Alan Bezosa from just outside the 18, probably about 22, 23 yards out, and just has a rip. Luckily, the keeper got on it.
But now a corner kick here as we continue through stoppage time.
Mr. Bezosa taking his time.
A slow but steady jog here for Bezosa.
Another great player that the Teal are happy to have back. Mr. Alan Bezosa with his effectiveness up top and in the midfield.
Had 8 goals last year for Southern Indiana. As Bezosa puts it long to Brown. Brown keeping it in play, trying to track it back down. And Donahue has Kevin Gladys, whose name we haven't said a whole lot today, and Victor Belido. Free kick coming here for Tennessee as we work now the 4th minute of stoppage time.
You hear Coach Brad Hodder yelling to track back. He is not wanting to give up a last-minute goal here before halftime.
These are certainly the times where that can certainly happen, knowing that you're about to go to halftime.
Knowing you're about to go to halftime, you take your foot off the pedal a little bit, have a letdown defensively. Mistakes can happen. You don't want to be the reason that mistake happens.
Now into the 5th minute of stoppage time. A bump by McLeod and a whistle and a free kick coming here for Tennessee. Working the quick that time, and even Tennessee was not ready for that one.
I was about to say Tennessee wasn't even ready. Poor communication there for Tennessee United on that free kick opportunity. The referee was giving them time.
A long stoppage time period that both these teams are having to contend with. And a hard kick there that time by Mike Mosier. Clearly some frustration for Tennessee as they trail 2-0.
Yeah, he needs to be careful there. That's delay a game.
Thrown up and touched out. Tennessee ball. Or Southern Indiana ball, I should say. 6 minutes now of stoppage time. Here is Clegg. Working into the middle. Has some help as he leaves it now for Brad Hornback, who is way up off of his position. Hornback tries to work it to McLeod that time, and it gets touched out of bounds by Tennessee.
It's great to see Brad Hornback getting into the offensive attack.
Sometimes gaps have to be filled by somebody.
Absolutely.
Here is Hornback. Leaves it for McLeod. Loose ball fought for. Taken up here by Tennessee, and there is the whistle for halftime. A good start to the home slate here for Southern Indiana FC as they lead 2-0 going to halftime. Before we go to break, craving the ultimate gourmet hot dogs, sausages, and burgers will look no further than Doghouse. Made with top quality ingredients and served on their signature grilled King's Hawaiian rolls, every bite is a game changer. Visit Doghouse today and taste the difference. Check out the full menu at doghouse.com. We'll be back in a moment here on the ISC Sports Network. 2-0 to Southern Indiana over Tennessee United.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait! Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
And little volley, oh my goodness, what a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness, give it to him. Rolls through the lane and he knocks him. Oh my goodness.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually, the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Back here at the Green Valley Soccer Complex here in New Albany, Indiana, 2-0 is the lead as Southern Indiana FC leads Tennessee United to open their home slate of the spring season here in the UPSL KYTN Conference. Brant McCoskey, Kirk Darling here with you. Brant, we were talking during the half there. Needless to say, Southern Indiana has been able to do what they want, when they want, however they want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're absolutely dominating possession right now, the TLR, and like you said, they're doing whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want, and why they want to. Because Tennessee just looks really confused, not only on the attack, but on the defensive line as well. And obviously, Casey McCloskey and Mr. Brown getting the 2 goals so far in this match. And they, possession-wise, they've been on their attacking half pretty much the entire first half. So it's really good to see if you're a Teal fan.
But you certainly get to see some of these new additions that Southern Indiana have really been able to bring in here during this offseason. As you mentioned, Nathan Brown as well as Casey McCloskey. Yep. You get a whole new skill set that we really get to showcase and see how that can really bring the club forward here as we move through the spring season.
Well, yeah, and it's really meshing with the talent that stayed from the fall season, the new talent that has come in. They've really been playing really well together so far this season. Obviously, they started 1-0 last week, and now they're up 2-0 in this one. And the new players are getting along well with the current players, and they're just meshing really well in all aspects.
We speak in the generalities, of course. They've been able to do whatever they want, however they want, but still, what specifically have they really done well that really stands out to you?
Yeah, I think it's their discipline defensively. You look at Luca Perrin, the presence that he is, the size that he has, and he's very vocal back there. And anything that comes to that back line, he's there. You see the back line. You see Brad Hornback getting up on the attack there late in the first half. I'd say that defensive line for the Teal are really the reason why they're in the position they're in so far here tonight.
Now, if you're Head coach Mateus Melo for Tennessee United. What are you telling your team here, down 2-0 in your very first game here in the UPSL?
Well, and you really look at it. Unfortunately, their first match was postponed due to inclement weather, and then you have to come in for your second match, and you're playing the defending champions. So really, if you're the head coach right now for Tennessee United, the biggest thing for them right now is to really up their communication. I can't say it enough. Communication on the field between these players is absolutely massive. They look confused in the attack. They look confused defensively. They really need to communicate and start working together.
We'll see if they can do just that, but still a good start here for Southern Indiana. 2-0 your score here at halftime. Getting ready for the second half right after this here on the ISC Sports Network.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait. Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
And that'll volley, oh my goodness. What a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence Barnes, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness. Give it to him. Rolls through the lane, and he knocks him. Oh my goodness.
Well, for over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision have been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers with certified technicians in locations in New Salisbury, Georgetown, and Clarksville. They'll handle your insurance claims and get you back on the road fast. Choose Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision. Find them online or on Facebook. Today's game also brought to you by Apex Music, taking the match to the apex and keeping the energy high. Apex Music is the official DJ of Southern Indiana FC. From game day hype to unforgettable events, Apex Music delivers top-tier entertainment. Whether you need a DJ for your next party, wedding, or corporate event, they've got you covered. Learn more at Apex Music Lou. That is ApexMusicLOU.com. Let's take a look at some first half highlights here from this one. A lot of them involving, of course, Southern Indiana FC. 2-0 their start here in this one, but still the offense was heavy in the first part of that match, Brant McCoskey.
Yeah, so as we look here, shots on goal. Biggest thing for the Teal right now is just dominance from that front four. Really, it's been all Teal on that domination side.
Meanwhile, Tennessee had a little bit of organization on the offensive end here through about that first part of that first half. A good test to see how things can shape up here for goalkeeper Zane Love.
Well, and that's the thing, too. Tennessee United, they looked good in the beginning. They had their moments where they put some stuff together on the attack, and then kind of all started to fizzle out there towards the end of the first half.
But here is the first goal of the ball game, in which Nathan Brown just had the slight little tippy tap off of that long pass there from Elias McLeod that made it 1-0.
Yeah, just a great long ball, great touch there by Brown, and just gets enough of a touch past the keeper.
But not long after that one came goal number 2. The turnover from Tennessee, setting up Casey McCloskey, who had the touch left and the touch right, the left foot right into the back corner.
Yeah, it was a bad giveaway there by Tennessee United. Casey McCloskey, right place, right time, picks it up, takes it from basically midfield himself, gets it on his right foot, touches it to his left, and then does a fantastic job putting it in the back of the net.
And he almost did it again here, but still, you have to give some credit to Kemo Gardner, who, even though gave up those 2 goals, had some pretty good saves here subsequently to close out that first half.
Yeah, absolutely. Kemo Gardner, props to you, sir, because Daiki Izawa, Casey McCloskey, Kellen Kle, multiple shots, Alan Bezosa, multiple shots on goal. He's done a fantastic job keeping that net pretty much clean for the most part. Obviously, he's let in the 2, but great job for the goalkeeper.
So Kemo Gardner has been certainly solid despite giving up those 2 goals for Tennessee United, but still Southern Indiana would keep up the offensive pressure, but that would be the end of it there, as 2-0 is your halftime lead here for Southern Indiana FC. Well, if you're looking for the perfect spot to unwind, the Exchange in New Albany offers delicious, locally inspired dishes, craft cocktails, and great atmosphere for any occasion. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying a night out, the Exchange is the place to be. Visit exchangeforfood.com to explore the menu and plan your visit. We'll take one final timeout. The second half coming at you next here on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey there, my name is Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we are part of, actually the entirety of, at least from an on-air standpoint, Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network. It's appropriately named. It's charitably award-winning. And Derek, now we venture into season number 5. Hard to believe.
5 of them. 5 of them. Can you believe it? 2 best buds talking Colts, Pacers, Indiana sports, every Tuesday night, 7:30, ISC Sports Network, and on socials as well.
It is made possible, of course, by the people who watch and listen every single week. We are most appreciative. We look forward to season number 5.
Ready to transform your health game? Let me introduce you to Jeff City Mix. Imagine delicious boosted teas that energize your day. And meal replacement shakes that actually taste amazing. I mean, who knew healthy could be so tasty, right? Whether you're juggling a busy schedule or just need that extra push, Jeff City Mix has got your back with one-on-one coaching tailored just for you. So if you're ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier lifestyle, don't wait. Come visit us at 2903 East 10th Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at Jeff City Mix and Instagram at jeffcity.mix. We can't wait to serve you, and be sure to ask us about our 5-day challenge. And we will see you soon at Jeff City Mix.
Little volley, oh my goodness, what a touch for the goal. Jumped over by Lawrence North, and they'll score on it. Oh my goodness, give it to him. Rolls through the lane, and he knocks him. Oh my goodness.
Well, attention soccer fans, Soccer Post Clarksville is your go-to store for top quality gear, offering an extensive selection of apparel, footwear, and accessories from all your favorite brands, locally owned and conveniently located off of I-65. We're here to support players, coaches, and teams. Visit us today or shop online at soccerpostclarksville.com. Well, Brant McCloskey, I added the McCloskey in there. Brant McCloskey's on the field. Welcome back here to the Green Valley Soccer Complex on the ISC Sports Network. Brant McCloskey, Kurt Darling with you. We're set for the second half here as the Teal try to keep things going here as they lead 2-0 going into the second half. I can't speak right now, apparently.
Kurt, you know I still love you. I really expect to see a lot of the same that we saw in the first half from the Teal. Possession, keeping pace, really suffocating defensively. That's what I'm expecting here in the second half.
By the way, the sun has now set here in Southern Indiana to reveal more of the uniqueness, of course, of the brand new kits that are being donned here by Southern Indiana FC. Mind you, last year it was basically the white and black kits with some teal incorporated here and there as Zane Love gets absolutely peppered right there by Tennessee to start off this second half.
Yeah, an unfortunate mishit on the clearance by Zane Love almost gives up an easy goal for Tennessee United. Luckily, there were some teal defenders there to help clear it out.
And right back the other way here comes Southern Indiana quickly after they get their wits about them.
Great steal.
Sidi Muhammad gets the steal here on the far side, trying to poke it ahead here as he finds Dykey. But back into the midfield here comes Tennessee.
Again, Sidi Muhammad, another player that Coach Brad Hodder and owner-president Nick Hunter can't say enough great things about. Had a fantastic match a week ago, but really just an incredible player, great athlete, great player in the locker room as well for this Teal team. Glad to have him back as well.
Subbing in here, you see Jake Calderbank wearing kit number 8 this year after wearing the 10 a season ago. Calderbank scored 6 goals in the fall. All of them were off of penalty kicks. He was their go-to guy when it came to penalty kicks last season.
Yeah, Jake Calderbank, a force in midfield for the Teal. Great in the attack, great defensively. Just size-wise, great presence for the Teal and a great teammate.
Free kick now here for Tennessee as Mike Mosier setting up from what is a de facto corner kick from this position.
And Jake Calderbank, as you said, a finisher from the penalty spot a year ago.
Mosier sends it in and cleared out here by Southern Indiana.
Well, if you're the Tennessee coach at halftime, you keep telling your team, one quick goal and we are right back in this thing. One mistake at the back for the Teal, and they were right back in this thing. So, really, we almost saw it with Zane Love and that miss hit a couple seconds into the second half. So, really, mistakes can be made. If you're Southern Indiana FC, you don't want to be the reason for that mistake. So, really, just making sure that you're up on your game.
In like manner, if you're Coach Brad Hodder,
yeah.
I'm sure he said one more goal, and they are right back in this thing.
Absolutely. And he was really, and I'm sure he was putting that pressure on his defensive line too. Don't make mistakes. Make sure that we are communicating at the back and spreading their offensive attack as far apart as possible.
Well, Southern Indiana, even though they're up 2-0, certainly under some pressure as far as the conference table is concerned. Goal differential certainly plays a factor. That certainly did them a favor last year, as you see a good ball here by the Teal, just batted in that time. Calderbank had the touch, maybe Clegg did as well, as that was sent in, but it goes a little wide.
Yeah, good ball in here, and unfortunately, yeah, there were two guys right there with a defender.
It was Calderbank who had the touch. It just goes a little to the right.
Yeah, and we go back and we talk about goal differential, and the Teal were absolutely dominant in goal differential last season, which helped them secure that regular season title. But as of right now, they're kind of in the middle of things when it comes to goal differential going into this match. So,
in fact, Southern Indiana was plus 39 in goal differential.
It's a pretty solid number.
It was only the second highest goal differential in the entire UPSL. Granted, there are over 200 teams in the UPSL, so yes, I would say that's a very solid number.
It's a pretty solid stat.
But needless to say, we talked about that, though, with Coach Brad Hodder, as they scored 49 goals last year, U.S. Open Cup games included. Even then, he said it wasn't enough.
No.
They need to ramp it up even more.
Absolutely, and that's really where they're focusing on their attack. That's why they brought in more attacking players to help out with that goal differential. We've seen them put 2 in the back of the net tonight. I've got a feeling there probably could be a couple more here before the end of the night. So really ramping up that attack for the Teal is going to be very crucial for them in that goal differential stat.
50 minutes have come and gone as you can hear the wind whipping and howling amongst the rolling hills of Southern Indiana here. Here is Hornback, pushing the issue now here with McLeod, and back in the midfield with Perrin.
It might be a little windy, but it's a beautiful night for soccer, Kurt.
Indeed it is, in the upper 60s right now. Spring has officially begun as Muhammad Tries to touch it forward that time. Clegg, or rather Brown, I should say, could not quite get a good foot on that one.
And again, Luca Perrin playing that high line right at that midfield stripe for the Teal.
Muhammad pushing it ahead. Can't quite find Clegg that time. And it's batted around here amongst the teams as Tennessee United has a little bit of an attack going now. This is Bolito now playing in the midfield here in the second half. But Southern Indiana keeping that pressure up in the midfield, clears it out and takes back possession. Clegg gets his pocket picked by the middle there. That's Sam Pomeroy. .52 minute here, and Tennessee just standing around and waiting basically for something to give in, and instead it is Southern Indiana who takes advantage. Clegg pushes the ball ahead. Good ball up here and just set outside, and a save that time there by the defender. That was Nathan Donahue who bailed out Kimo Gardner off of the rebound put back there by Dykey.
Yeah, again, Dykey trying to clean it up there for the Teal, just could not get it over that last defender, unfortunately. Another great opportunity for the Teal. Great build-up for the Teal as well.
Dykey Ozawa has 4 shots on goal here in this half.
Yeah.
Or in this game, I should say.
Again, he's quick. He's got the pace. He's got great footwork. He's right there when you need him.
Well, and Coach Otter said that in the offseason and preseason as well, that Dykey Ozawa, based on the film that he watched of him from the last spring season, he's taken it to a whole new level as far as his gameplay is concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. And he said, you know, when he first came back from Japan, he really had a little bit of a build-up period, but right before their match against Lexington last weekend, it was like he just shot up and took a whole new level to his game, and it's been really exciting to watch. And we've seen a little bit of it here tonight.
And as part of the lineup change here by Southern Indiana, it looks like Coach Hodder has put Alan Bezosa on the back line here. And now pressing the issue is Sidi Muhammad on that far sideline attacking position, and just goes out of play there as Hornback, or I should say Calderbank, couldn't quite find Muhammad there on the far side.
Well, it's exactly what they did last weekend as well, putting Sidi Muhammad more up top in the attack instead of that more midfield position for Sidi, and we saw what he did last weekend, creating several opportunities for the Teal and getting 2 assists at that. So we'll see what he can do on the attacking side here tonight.
Saleh Akuchi tries to cross it in favor of Brown that time. A big bounce off of the high ball. It comes down to McLeod. Hornback working with Perrin along the back line. And Haji sends it up and in. Nobody home there on the ball from Haji Abdikadir. Tennessee flying upfield now. Donahue coughs it up here to Akuchi. No, this is Sidi Muhammad. Muhammad now bailed out by Akuchi as he puts it back into center field and coughs up the ball. But Haji there to bail him out. Here is Dykey with some space. Unloads and goes left that time.
Good opportunity there for Dykey. And then, you know, earlier in that possession, you spoke about Haji Abdikadir, and it's great to see him back on the field. He had a couple injuries last year that he just could not get back from. Slowly came back towards the end of the season last year, and it's good to see him progressing and being in that starting lineup tonight.
Haji has been one of those so far career players with Southern Indiana. Ever since the inception of the club, he has been with this team, having spent time in the USL with San Diego Loyal, as well as in League Two with Derby City Rovers before making his stop here with Southern Indiana. Coach Hodder, Nick Hunter, and Nick Sturrett and everybody involved in the front office with Southern Indiana, they were busy during the offseason here with Southern Indiana. They held tryouts in Chicago, Cincinnati, around Indianapolis, and right here in New Albany, looking out and seeking out possible players to add to this roster, just reinforcing their commitment to building a quality club here as they go into this next season.
Yeah, and they've done a phenomenal job as well. As you look at the roster, you look at what's on the field tonight, everything they've done. But it wasn't just that; it was working with their sponsors, it was working with the youth program, it was planning for this upcoming season. As you know, the new kits, the new look, everything involved, and it was a very, very busy off season. There was no downtime for Nick Hunter, Brad Hodder, and the organization. For the players as well, because they were out in the community quite a bit.
We have a player down here for Southern Indiana, and can't quite see who it is. It was a hard take that time as he took a shot right there at the top of the 18. I believe that is Kle. Or no, that might be Jake Calderbank, who is slow to get up. But either way, this is going to be a free kick for Southern Indiana, I believe, as the official going to go collect the ball here from Gardner, and they're just going to take it as a drop right here, and it's going to be play on for Gardner. So an interesting turn of events right there as you saw Calderbank hit the deck, but Tennessee United keeps possession and they touch it out of bounds.
Quick throw in here for the Teal.
That was Clegg trying to get some space in the 18. Brown touches it ahead to Ozawa. Daiki finds Akuchi. Akuchi with the tough pass to the outside to Haji. Good ball movement here now by Southern Indiana as Sidi Muhammad off the corner. Tries to navigate his way through, squirts the ball inside and cleared out by Tennessee.
Yeah, great work there by Sidi.
Pump fake there by Saleh. And no dice here as Southern Indiana can't quite come up with the possession that time. And a hard take there as Daiki bumps the defender. Free kick coming here for Southern Indiana. Well, be sure to taste the difference at Jersey Mike's. From the classic Italian to the flavorful Philly cheesesteak, every sub is packed with bold, delicious taste. Stop by Jersey Mike's in Charlestown or Jeffersonville. And today, you can be a sub above. "58 minutes have come and gone in this one. Again, all the scoring coming from Southern Indiana in the 25th and the 27th minutes in the first half, as they continue to try and play on and double up themselves here in the second half.
Well, it looks like coach for Tennessee United has really spoken to his team at halftime, because they look a lot more sound defensively. They're creating more opportunities on the attack as well, but any opportunity that Southern Indiana FC is pushing forward, they've done a great job defensively knocking it back. So great job here for Tennessee United as well.
You can see the wind has really picked up now here in New Albany as they deal with some blustery weather. Moving upfield into the wind now comes Southern Indiana. Here is Sidi Muhammad.
Good ball.
Pushing it ahead to Saleh Akuchi. Akuchi works it back to the Muhammad again. In some space now, here is Daiki. Tough ball and nobody home there. A good ball put forward by Brown, just nobody there to pick it up. The wind continuing to blow as we tick past an hour gone here in this match. Donahue tackled very well there by Akuchi. Here come the Teal. This is Clegg. And couldn't quite get anything going there, and there's going to be a whistle, and I believe a foul called here on Southern Indiana. Couldn't quite see what happened there, but the Teal players are not happy with the call.
It looks like Kellen Kle may have been in the offside position. However, when that ball was played, Kellen Kle was moving away from the ball, and that ball was being played to the outside of the box, and so that's why the Teal players are confused, because he didn't touch the ball. So if he doesn't touch it, he's technically not offside. So he may have even played the ball, but if he doesn't touch it and he lets that ball play through.
Thus comes in the ticky-tack nature of the soccer offside call.
Correct. I love it. I love the offside call. As a striker, I hated it.
Well, of course, yes. As a color commentator, you love it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I get to talk about how confusing it can be sometimes.
Yes. Either way, free kick coming here now for Tennessee. As the backline players are pressured here by Kle, as well as Ozawa.
Yeah, again, you see the suffocating pressure from the Teal defensively.
Here come the Teal again. Shot inside, saved by Gardner. And I believe that was Calderbank who unloaded that one. As we take a look at this again.
Yeah, great job there by Dykey to win the ball. Then Calderbank just rips it, and then great job there by Gardner to get on top of it, because Kellen Kle was right there to clean up.
I have to say, I'm not used to seeing Jake Calderbank taking shots on the field.
Right.
Usually he is in the midfield organizing things or taking penalty shots.
Yep.
So it's a rarity to see him yank one like that, and he had a really good strike on that ball.
Yeah, that ball was hit with a lot of pace. It was low. It was accurate. Unfortunately, the keeper was there.
Kimo Gardner has been quite decent in the goal here for Tennessee United, despite giving up those 2 goals in nearly consecutive minutes midway through the first half. "62 minutes have come and gone as Luca Perrin working with Abdikadir here along the back line. Turned over here now to Tennessee. Pushed ahead, getting behind now is Kroll. Kroll fires, and it goes way off of target that time. And Nick Kroll just absolutely frustrated with himself on that take.
It was a great ball into the middle. He's wide open, just mishit off the bounce. It looks like the ball took a weird bounce off the turf.
It did something that he was not expecting it to do.
Right.
And just completely missed it. And Zane Love, even though he's a capable goalkeeper, he catches a break on that one.
Yeah, breath of happiness and relief for Mr. Zane Love, because he was in one-on-one with Zane. So sigh of relief there for Zane on that possession.
Well, Orion Renewable Energy Group is proud to sponsor Southern Indiana FC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean, renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean, green energy with new solar projects all across Southern Indiana. To learn more, go to orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. Tip of the hat to the decent crowd here who was out at Green Valley Soccer Complex. You mentioned it. Southern Indiana actually traveled quite well to Lexington for both the U.S. Open Cup game as well as the start of the league season.
Yeah, and it just shows every single time we send the camera over there. But really, every home match that the Teal have had, Southern Indiana FC have had, these stands have been packed just like this, and it's so great to see Nick Hunter and this organization really getting out in the community, building that relationship with the fans, getting the fans into the seats to watch this team. So always great to see the fans out here, especially for the home opener and celebrating their 2024 champions.
Looked like Sidi Muhammad may have taken a shot to the gut there on the sideline. He was down for quite a long time. But he gets back up and we play on. "65 minutes now have come and gone. And right now here, Brant, I would imagine that even though you're still trying to pick up the pace, maybe trying to feel some new things out here as you try to prepare for the remainder of the season if you're Southern Indiana.
Yeah, well, and I think we'll start to see a different combination of players, different combination of tactics, things like that, different ways of possession for them, how they want to build from the back through the midfield up top, things like that, as they start to game plan really for, like you said, the rest of the season and getting a feel for these new players as well.
The wind's still blowing, as you can see by the corner flags.
Yeah, those corner flags have been whipping all match long, Kurt.
Nathan Brown to send in the corner. He lobs it up, headed out here by Tennessee, picked up by Sidi Muhammad. Lobbed back in, touch off target that time, off of the singular touch. I believe that is Akuchi. And he's down after taking a shot to the shin right there as we take a look at this again.
Yeah, great ball in, and just one touched it just wide past the post. A great opportunity again for the Teal.
And getting back up again. And that was Sidi Muhammad who had the touch that time. Still, though, another opportunity right there, and you see plenty of them coming from Southern Indiana. 9 shots on goal to Tennessee United's singular shot on goal from earlier in the first half. Akuchi tries to find Muhammad again. Stolen away by Tennessee. And poked out of bounds. It stays here with Tennessee United. Moses Mapenzi trying to do the honors there for Tennessee, native of Jacksonville, Florida, where he played youth soccer with Jacksonville FC, attended William Penn after high school. Here is Akuchi. Big run down the far sideline. Pushes ahead to Muhammad. Muhammad tries to keep possession, but it goes out of bounds. Heads up defensive play right there. Still, though, the seconds continue to melt away here for Tennessee United.
Yeah, really, if you're Southern Indiana FC, yes, you want to play the attack. Yes, you want to play defensively. But, again, 1 goal and they're right back in it. So if you're Southern Indiana FC, you're going to continue looking for that third to really put the match away. But possession is going to start to be key here as well.
Off the steal. Calderbank ahead to Clegg. And it just goes out of bounds. Tennessee United wanted an offsides call, but that was certainly not the case. And a corner coming up now here for the Teal.
Yeah, it was a great run in by Kellen Kle, and great stop defensively for Tennessee United because Kellen Kle was absolutely in. He just needed one more touch to put it past the keeper. Great job defensively.
Corner lobbed in. Nice header that time. And corralled by Gardner.
Yep, Gardner again, solid goalkeeping there for Tennessee United.
Sidi Muhammad comes away with the steal with the help of Akuchi as well as McLeod. Haji with Perrin as well as Hornback. Hornback tries to push it ahead to Dykey that time.
Oh, great touch there for Tennessee.
Turned over now here as Christian Ventura into the ball game now for Tennessee. He works it on the attacking mid. And Perrin is able to wrestle it away from him. And McLeod in a tough spot there from the attackers of Tennessee as Southern Indiana coughs it up again deep in their own territory. Donahue. And Southern Indiana able to keep things contained to the corner, and an offside call turns the ball back over here to Southern Indiana.
Yeah, there for about 10 seconds. The Teal were doing everything they possibly could to clear that ball out. Luckily, they were in an offside trap and pushed Tennessee into it.
Still, though, Tennessee comes away off the turnover. Here's a precarious spot as Galatas
Great slide tackle there.
He can't come away with it. Anthony Miho into the ball game now for Tennessee. He works on the midfield.
There we go. There's space. Set him in space.
Kle sets up Brown here on the near side. Brown navigates around the defender, tries to create some space, keep it in play, and he just does. And he's shoved from behind as Coach Brad Hodder, you hear, is begging for a free kick from the referee as he finally gets it.
Yeah, just a little back and forth there from Brown and the defender. A little shove there at the end.
Corner-like setup now here on this set piece. Brown with the soft touch right in front of the goal. Akuchi keeping it up, trying to lob it to himself, and the officials seeing the hook and hold. And now here is a tough spot for Tennessee with a free kick right center on here from the 18.
Yeah, at the start of that phase there, it was a great push out defensively for Tennessee, and then as the ball came down and Akuchi had possession of it, just committed the foul in a very, very tough spot defensively for Tennessee. Let's see what the Teal can do with it. If I'm the Teal, I'm going right at the goal here.
Haji Abdikadir standing right over the ball with Saleh Akuchi stalking it as well. Akuchi unloads, and a little wide that time. Nice curve on the ball there, though, by Haji, but just misses the upper left corner.
Yeah, great shot there. Great opportunity there for Haji. Haji had a fantastic free kick goal last year in the spring against Chattanooga. Put it right into the corner, so it wouldn't shock me to see him put one in again.
That would be the only goal that he would score last season. Again, primarily a defensive player. You don't see him scoring an awful lot. But that certainly does not negate the impact he has on this team.
Right, he's a great defender. Great on ball, great possession.
Here is Haji. He pushes the ball ahead to Muhammad. Muhammad, great footwork here as he creates space. Haji unloads from the 18 and goes right into the back of the defender. Plenty of hang time on that ball as coming down with it is Hornback. And Brown tries to push it ahead there to Calderbank, and he can't quite track it down for the turnover. Well, be sure to transform your outdoors with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. Get a beautiful, low-maintenance lawn all year round with Forever Lawn Kentuckiana, perfect for homes, businesses, and playgrounds. Visit ForeverLawnKentuckiana.com for your free consultation today. Forever Lawn Kentuckiana, beauty and durability in one. Loose ball fought for right now in the midfield. And Saleh Akuchi is the victor in that regard as he puts it back into the mid here with Ozawa. Dykey with a little bit of space finds McLeod. In the middle, Calderbank. Back to McLeod again.
Great possession here for the Teal. Great build-up.
Muhammad. One-on-one with the defender, that is Ozaid. Calderbank tries to fire again, and again a short rejection that time.
Yeah, great hustle there by Jake after he lost possession off that shot. Goes back and wins it for the Teal.
"15 minutes remain in this contest. Here is Hornback.
So much space here for Brad.
Pushing the issue, has it over to Brown. Brown lobs it forward, header into the goal! Score for the Teal! Who else but Kellen Kle, ladies and gentlemen? His second goal of the season makes it 3-0 for Southern Indiana.
Beautiful build-up from the Teal. Beautiful ball into the box. Kellen Kle with the diving header. It's 3-0 Teal. Beautiful finish by Kellen Kle off the diving header. Created space in the middle of the box. Played the ball into the front of him and just dives in for the header.
An even better ball placed by Nathan Brown. He was on the receiving end of an assist earlier in the game. Now dishes one out in the same regard, this time to Kellen Kle.
Yep. Nathan Brown does a fantastic job getting it onto his right foot to send it across. Here's a great video of it. Gets it across with his right. Kellen Kle just absolutely gets in front of the keeper, dives in front of him, and punches it into the back of the net. Great sequence there for the Teal. Excellent finish. Kellen Kle, goal number 2 on the season. 3-0 Southern Indiana FC.
Coming in the 76th minute. And Southern Indiana now up 3-0, adding to the goal differential already building up. And with a win today, that would put them at the top of the KYTN conference table. A good spot to be in 2 matches in.
And that's the goal that the Teal were really looking for. Tennessee was starting to get a little possession, create some opportunities, got close a couple times. So really getting that third goal to really seal the deal. I can't say seal the deal. We still have 15 minutes left in the match, Kurt, but at the same time, it's a nice little cushion to have getting that third one in for the Teal.
Well, if you're craving the ultimate gourmet hot dogs, sausages, or burgers, look no further than Doghouse. Made with the top quality ingredients and served on their signature Grilled Kings Hawaiian rolls, every bite is a game changer. Visit Doghouse today and taste the difference. Check out the full menu at doghouse.com. Well, even though Tennessee has certainly not given up as far as the possession is concerned, as you see a foul pulled up here and a first yellow card of the ball game. That'll go against Freddie Irankunda.
Yeah, he comes in. Brad Hornback just gets absolutely leveled as he is going in for the ball. Defender comes in late, and Brad Hornback goes flying to the ground. Easy call for the referee.
So that yellow card in the 78th minute for Tennessee. But as I was about to say, even though Tennessee has pressed the issue a little bit, it's been a pretty easy-going day in the net for Zane Love here this evening.
Yeah, Zane Love hasn't really seen much action. He's been part of a few possessions, but not much doing there for Zane Love here tonight, which is always a good thing if you're Southern Indiana FC.
He sends that long ball all the way into the opposite penalty area. Working the possession again now. Akuchi leaves it back here for McLeod, along with Haji. Here is Akuchi going up the far sideline, pumps the brakes. Lobs the ball up into the center of the 18. Ozawa tracks it down. Here is Hornback.
Great turn.
Turning around, comes up and in this time. Nobody home on the foot inside. And a good ball here for Tennessee. Ventura tracks it down. Perrin in between he and the goal. Love in his stance, firing. There is Ventura, and he sends it to the right.
And Luca Perrin doing a fantastic job. The closing speed from Luca Perrin to shut down the angle and then force the ball well above the crossbar. Great job there defensively by Luca Perrin.
Luca Perrin, size and closing speed.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good combination for a defender.
That's exactly what you want from your center back.
Approaching the 80-minute mark here in this opening game of the home slate for Southern Indiana FC. Tennessee pushing the issue now here. Here is Irankunda.
That great step there by Brad Hornback.
Well, Southern Indiana will head on the road April 6th against Paul DePay FC. before coming back home here on April 12th against FC Leopards. A couple of their big matches, of course, will be on the road this season. Tennessee Tempo going to be among them on April 26th. Tennessee Tempo certainly already one of the rivals of Southern Indiana here in their young time in the UPSL.
Yeah, you and I were on the call for a great match here last fall with Tennessee Tempo. Got a little chippy in that match, if you do recall. A player was sent off. Maybe 2 players were sent off for Tennessee. So yeah, great rivalry between the two teams. Always a great match when those two get together.
It was Tennessee Tempo who ended Southern Indiana FC season in the spring season, and then Southern Indiana was able to get some revenge in the fall season, both in the regular season as well as in the conference tournament. Clegg on the far sideline, lobs it forward. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Taylor Aaron has checked into the ball game here for Southern Indiana, wearing number 17. On the far sideline, Akuchi has Clegg. Clegg up and forward. Calderbank just goes a little wide that time. And a corner kick coming here for Southern Indiana. Let's take a look at this one again. Good opportunity just right in front, but out of the reach there of Taylor Aaron.
Yeah, good deflection there for Tennessee to knock that ball out.
McLeod will send it up and leaves that a little short. Ooh, and a tough play there as that Luca Perrin, I believe, is now down on the field. And then there's another touch inside, and I believe that's going to be a foul in the penalty area and a penalty kick, I believe, coming for Southern Indiana. That is Elam Dogby now into the ball game for Southern Indiana as he takes that shot.
Yep, great touch. Gets some space between the defenders and then just gets knocked off his feet. Question is Luca Perrin still down?
But now we'll see who will take the penalty kick, and who else but Jake Calderbank. The penalty kick specialist, again scored all 6 goals of his season last year from penalty kicks. So it is he and Kimo Gardner going head-to-head here in the 84th minute.
And I'll say it time and time again, low into the corner, Kurt, with pace. That's exactly what you want to do. Low to the corner with pace.
Calderbank finds the corner. Score for Southern Indiana. Jake Calderbank, his first goal of the season. 4-0 here to the Teal.
Jake Calderbank, the money man from the penalty spot. 6 last year, 1 so far on the fall season. Excellent finish. Hit it with pace to the corner. Jake Calderbank makes it 4-0 Teal.
Here in the 85th minute, Calderbank with his 7th goal now in the last 2 seasons. Again, all of them from penalty kicks. He has never scored from the field of play. But then again, it doesn't really matter. He's putting points on the board. And Southern Indiana padding the goal differential here as we work now into the final 5 minutes.
Yeah, fantastic finish there by Jake Calderbank from the penalty spot. A short little walk up to the ball. Hits it with pace right to the corner. Nothing Kimo Gardner could do. Excellent finish there from Jake Calderbank. Adding another tally from the penalty spot, as it looks like Luca Perrin's coming off for the night.
Probably a good call there by Coach Brad Hodder. Tweaked his ankle, as you could see, so he'll come off the field, and certainly putting in an excellent 85 minutes of play here on that back line for Southern Indiana tonight. Coach Hodder urging his team to be quick here as they try to get back on defense. With Kevin Galatas going to put it back in play here for Tennessee. Quickly comes now Southern Indiana. Calderbank taps it forward to Dykey. Dykey getting a little bit of relief from McLeod, and back to Haji on the back line. Haji trying to find Akuchi that time. Instead, it's turned over back to Tennessee.
And then you look at the closing speed there from Southern Indiana FC. As soon as that ball is played, 2 Southern Indiana FC defenders closing in on the ball and causing a turnover. A player that we did see on that previous segment, Kurt, number 17, Taylor Aaron, getting some playing time. He had a goal last week, and the Coach Brad Hodder and President and owner Nick Hunter very excited about this young talent, Taylor Aaron. They say he's quick, he's young, he's a finisher, he's a big target, big number 9. Biggest thing, like I said, he's a finisher, and that's exactly what they want to see from Mr. Taylor Aaron this season.
Well, for over 50 years, Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision have been Southern Indiana's top collision repair centers with certified technicians in locations in New Salisbury, Georgetown, and Clarksville. They'll handle your insurance claims and get you back on the road fast. Choose Martin's Body Shop and Clarksville Collision. Be sure to find them online or on Facebook. Time winding down here in this one. Southern Indiana looking to move to 2-0 in league play here to start things off. It's hard to believe, but at the same time, it's very good to believe that this is a Southern Indiana FC squad that has only lost 1 league match, now going on almost a calendar year.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to look at. It's a great stat to have as well. It just shows the type of leadership, the coaches, the players, this entire organization, really positive in every aspect on the field. And off the field as well.
Indeed. Southern Indiana had a draw against Lexington SC to start the fall season. They would go on to win 12 straight matches.
Great possession here from Jake Calderbank.
Calderbank tries to lob it into the middle. Nobody home that time, but somehow it gets pinballed around as Dogby can't come up with that one. Elam Dogby, one of the new acquisitions for Southern Indiana here during this offseason, as we have a whistle and a player down here for Southern Indiana. That's Calderbank again.
Yeah, Jake Calderbank takes the ball off the chest and then gets absolutely rocked as he tries to take his second touch.
Free kick taken quickly now here as Hornback. Back to Dykey. And off to McLeod. Working the middle now in that center back spot is Nathan Egan, another new acquisition for Southern Indiana. Lobbed up into the middle. Nobody home there for Southern Indiana. Tennessee desperately trying to clear the ball out here as we approach stoppage time here in the second half.
Great job winning the ball back here from the Teal as we see Brad Hornback taking possession.
"90 minutes have come and gone into the first minute of stoppage time. Stoppage time brought to you by Apex Music, which is taking the match to the apex and keeping the energy high. Apex Music is the official DJ of Southern Indiana FC. Whether you need a DJ for your next party, wedding, or corporate event, they've got you covered. Learn more at apexmusiclou.com.
Oh, great ball in.
Elam just kept that in play off of the back heel, but nobody there to collect it other than Gardner for Tennessee. Clegg tries to maneuver forward. Ikuchi collects it, and it goes out of bounds. Well, if you're looking for the perfect spot to unwind, the Exchange in New Albany offers delicious, locally inspired dishes, craft cocktails, and a great atmosphere for any occasion. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying a night out, the Exchange is the place to be. Visit exchangeforfood.com to explore the menu options, and plan your visit. Second minute of stoppage time continuing. Southern Indiana, minutes, if not seconds, away from their second victory to open up this spring season.
Well, it's a great start to the season, but the match played tonight is exactly what Coach Brad Hodder wanted to see from his team, possession-wise, defensively, on the attack.
Speaking of the attack, Southern Indiana unable to get things moving that time. As we tick now into minute number 3 of stoppage time. Zane Love there to corral it off of the tip there from Ventura. And Zane just going to waste a little bit of time here as much as he can.
Again, a very quiet night for Zane Love, which is exactly what you want if you're the defensive line for Southern Indiana FC. That means you did your job.
Starting out the season with 2 clean slates here in league play. He had 7 clean slates last season. Coach Hodder still preaching discipline for his team here in the waning seconds of this match. Dykey, who's played an excellent match today despite not finding the back of the net.
Again, he's an opportunity creator for this team. He showed that tonight. There's our final whistle.
That is full time. Your final score in this one, 4-0, Southern Indiana FC getting the win to open their home slate of matches here in UPSL KYTN conference play. 4-0 your final score. Heck of a match tonight here for Southern Indiana, Brand.
Yeah, a great match here for the Teal tonight. Southern Indiana FC did a fantastic job in every aspect of the match. Yes, this team is gelling together, but it just shows exactly how strong this team is going to be moving forward this season.
So they move on now to face Paul DePay FC on April 6th. That will be on the road. But at the moment, Southern Indiana, off goal differential and, of course, record, they are at the top now of the conference table.
And that's exactly where they want to stay the rest of the season. That's where they were all season in the fall, and that's a great place to be 2 matches in.
Well, Brant McCoskey will be back together again on April 12th when the team is back here against FC Leopards. Can't wait, my friend.
Absolutely. Love being in the booth with you, Kurt.
Final score again in this one, 4-0 Southern Indiana, knocking off Tennessee United to win their home opener here in league play. Today's game is brought to you by River City Mortgage. Accessible, authentic, transparent. For Brant McCoskey and Sean Walker, as well as our cameraman Elijah Mash, I'm Kirk Darling, saying so long till next time. You've been watching Southern Indiana FC here on the ISC Sports Network.